Okay, this is my second video specifically for musicians who've been invited to give a music workshop or a concert in an autism class in a school and they're not sure where to get started. If you haven't watched the first video, you've got to go back and watch that. It's 2 videos back before this one. This isn't like a gimmick or a hack or like a quick fix. None of this really works without the context of being committed to being neuroaffirming or neurodiversity affirmative. They mean the same thing. They're just different ways of saying the same thing. You need to already be committed to respecting every child's unique wants, needs, preferences, boundaries, interests, and committed to trying to understand children who have different ways of communicating. Every single kid is going to have a different way of communicating. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to describe an activity that I find really helpful, or more of an approach than an activity. But like I said, there's lots of context missing from this video. You've got to go back, watch the other video, look at those resources, understand what it means to be neuroaffirming. So let's say you walk into a classroom and you don't know much about these kids before you come in. Often you won't know anything about them. Sometimes maybe a teacher or an SNA will tell you a little bit about them beforehand. Ideally, hopefully, that teacher or SNA might have told you useful things beforehand, like what those children enjoy, what their interests are, what their preferences are, what they find fun during the day. Just a side note here, how we talk about kids, even when they're not around, is really important. We should be talking about and listing their strengths and interests and preferences and joys first. Not to discount, I'm sure some of these kids have very real struggles and might have real support needs that I need to know about, but I also want to hear about the things that they love. It's such a huge green flag when a teacher or an SNA tells me about that stuff. Maybe you're going into a situation and you know nothing about this kid, and you walk into the room and the kid's there, they don't speak, or at least they don't speak to you. You're not sure whether they do speak generally or not. And they're playing their own game. This could be anything. Maybe they're stacking up blocks and knocking them down, or they're lining up trucks in order of size, or they're joyfully stimming in a way that they enjoy. So first thing that I would do is, in a chill kind of way, I would try to parallel play a little bit. So I'd go over kind of near them and I might take out my ukulele and start playing a little nice sounding repeated pattern kind of thing. And while I'm doing that, I'll observe their play and I'll try to become curious about what they're curious about. So whatever they're paying attention to, I will try to pay attention to that. I'll try to understand the rules or the interesting thing about the game that